I just saw what you said, Elizabeth. Oh my God, I'm here now. You may begin. Assuming you can hear me. I think we've had enough of the countdown. What do you guys think? You guys are a blast. Oh my goodness. And so chatty already. That is awesome. How's everybody doing tonight? I think I need to move my chat again. Oh my goodness. I'm always having to move stuff. I got my schedule changed, so I won't have work till noon now. We'll actually have some me time. Awesome, Heather. That is fabulous. Can't believe Miss Elizabeth. I still haven't found my tweezers, Elizabeth. So if you stole them, please give them back. Okay, I don't like that. I gotta move it. Okay. Anywho, doing well. Okay, gotcha. Just looking at the chat, I'm gonna pop that out so I can see it. Okay, and kind of be looking kind of sort of at it. Anyhow, I'm playing with some new things in OBS. In case you're wondering why I'm looking all over the place, there is for you guys who use OBS for your recording and or streaming, there is a new thing that has been out for a little bit, and I'm playing with it now, and I like it so far, and I haven't done enough with it yet. But there is a vertical canvas, so I can record or stream vertical while I'm recording or streaming regular. So it's really cool. I can do both at the same time, which is going to make making YouTube shorts and things like that a lot easier, I think. Anyhow, let me look at the chat again. Cordelia says, I wondered, I thought you'd been in Team Tiny. So we're talking about Crystal being in a hop, which is awesome. Hopping has been one thing that I think has helped my channel grow a lot, an absolute lot. I think I got my first big bump was right after the Save the Crafty YouTuber a few years ago. And that one I think I only got because I had been doing other hops prior. So it is kind of that thing. It's one of those things that just, it grows over time and that kind of thing. And I'm nowhere near where I need to be, but getting there, right? Today I recorded a video yesterday on Twitch while I was streaming over there. I was recording and I still have that one to edit, but where did I put the cards? I think I'll give you a sneak peek on one of the cards. Because they're absolutely, I think these are gorgeous, but here's one of them. So I made this while I was streaming on Twitch yesterday, and then I've got there is an Instagram hop tomorrow with Catherine Pooler, so I'm on their brand ambassador team now, so that's something brand new. You probably saw the first card a couple of days ago. That's when I posted it. But yeah, that one is going to be that we've got a hop tomorrow, so you really want to get involved with that. There's also a giveaway, and I have a video going up tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. so you guys can come and hang out with me. I'm doing a premiere again, but I've just finished editing that one, so it's uploaded. And here's the cards for that. I know we're doing ink swiping and stamping and stuff, which I don't do a whole lot of. And I'm kind of trying right now, I am playing with the vertical canvas and my regular ones. I'm trying to center everything on my vertical one to get used to it, because I realized that when I was recording yesterday, I really wasn't recording a lot with the vertical. And I've got a couple of other things so I can make things kind of automated and such. But Crystal said, testing, I go and type and it goes to your January 31st video. Huh. Well, that's kind of odd. I've got everything scheduled. So if you go to my Debbie J's Crafting Corner I think it's the YouTube / Debbie J's Crafting Corner / live should take you to the most recent or next live stream automatically. And then there's also another page with a general name. I'm going to look it up to see what it says because I forgot. But I'm pretty sure it's something like streams. So it should take to the streams page. Yes. It does take to the streams page, and it's got a few things that say notify me with the dates on there. I'm starting to add the date of the live stream into the title before we do the live, and then I can change it afterwards, because you can always change your titles, your thumbnails, all those things afterwards. Hello, Carla. Welcome. You're not late, honey. You're not late. I'm actually getting a little bit of a late start. It's only 5:39, so it's only 9 minutes, but you aren't getting late. I'm just kind of chatting a little bit. I do have a little bit of happy mail from some folks. And yes, Carla, one is from you. So I do have some happy mail to open. And I was kind of just giving a little bit of a sneak peek. Hello, Miss Jeannie. I was giving a little bit of a sneak peek for some things coming up the next couple of days. One is the Catherine Pooler Insta Hop. There's going to be a giveaway over there. And I, of course, have already forgotten the information about that. And I just had it up because I had to go ahead and get some posting things done. It's not on that screen. I've been doing too much stuff again, as usual, but it's not as bad. I feel like I'm finally getting into my rhythm, and the stress level has kind of dropped a little bit, and I'm starting to get a little bit of exercise in. I did go for walks like 3 times last week, so that's a plus. And in my last 2 walks, I decided to do a little bit of the run walk. So I did a little bit of a slow jog, kind of like a trotting jog, just speeding it up a little bit. So going from like a 20-minute mile pace to about like between 16 and 18. And my best speed has been an average of like 13. So I would go kind of between like 8 and 20 on those longer, like 3-mile runs. And this was only like a mile, so it wasn't a long thing. But what I think I've decided to do is I want to make a goal for myself to get ready for a new 5K. One of my first 5Ks that I ever did was, well, there was the turkey trot, but I think that wasn't my first one. I think my first one was actually a Susan Komen. There's a Komen 5K that is for breast cancer awareness that comes up like the beginning of October, and I've done that many years, and I think that's what I want to try to do this year, and it's not till October, so I've got plenty of time, if I do it, to get myself into some kind of shape so I can at least walk the 5K. You can do these 5K races even if it's just a walk. So that it's kind of a way to get the blood moving, get all the circulation going, and that of course makes your muscles feel better, makes all the things better, and hopefully it will make my face a little thinner, because on my on one of my streams last week, I may have told some of you guys, I'm not sure, but on one of my streams on Twitch last week, I was playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, which is super cute, and somebody said something about they had never seen a grandmother playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, and they wanted one of my chins. It was, of course, a troll. I know that. I mean, it is what it is, but, you know, it was just kind of funny. I had my first troll on Twitch, and it's nothing like the trolls we have over here. That one was so tame. It's like, I can deal with that. That's not a big deal. It's not like the ones that come and invade our channels over here. And I still don't understand why they think any of us would be interested in any of their things. You know, it's kind of like that. So Brenda's in the house, Jeannie, Crystal, Gloria Wolf is in the house. Awesome. If it's okay with you, Gloria, I have decided that I'm going to start listing in my description and on my blog post and all that stuff, since I'm always using my art and glitter glue, and I always have your glue topper, and of course I've also got the Poke Jewel. I'm going to start listing that email address that you sent to me on the little card. I'm going to start listing that as a way to contact you in the description of everything, so that I can help promote your products too. So I hope that that's okay. If it's not, I can definitely take it off. I've only added it like 2 places so far, and those posts aren't live yet. Those will be going up live tomorrow. Okay, so Carla's been cleaning. There's been a lot of cleaning going on. Okay, so we already know about all the fun things that are going on this week. Got an Artistry Coasters video going up on Thursday. Oh my God, Lord, I don't know, Cordelia. Maybe you are. I don't know. Is there something going on that we don't know about? Oh gosh. Love you, love you, love you. Okay. Okay, so Gloria said thank you because I was reading somebody else's comment. And it's like, I didn't see the other part. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and first off just do the, I think I'm going to do my Happy Mail first. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I did get a couple of cards in. Let me change the screen. And I love this. Okay, I'm going to have to record a little bit of this and just let you guys see it because it is too cool. So while I'm doing this, and you can see I've got my face up here, right? I've got another source and I can record on it. I'm going to go ahead and click the record button. And while I'm doing the editing, and then I'm going to show it to you guys because this is really cool. I know I get excited over dumb things. Okay, starting off, this one is from Heather. Miss Heather sent me a card, and I was not expecting anything from any of you guys. You guys are just super awesome. And you guys know I have been so busy, and one of the things that I do the least, and I need to do a lot more of, is actually mailing out some of my cards, right? Come on, open up. That is Precious, thinking of you. Wishing you lots of chocolate and flowers, but most of all, love. Oh my goodness, that is so sweet. Thank you so much, Heather. And so it looks like these are a couple pieces of ephemera, but I think she went over it with like glossy accents to bring out the hearts. Those are so precious. Oh, thank you so much. We've got that, and then we've got Cordelia. Come on, out of the envelope. Okay. Oh, that is lovely. I think I saw the dies somewhere, but I don't remember who made them, so you'll have to tell us. But I remember seeing that. A couple of little birds that looked like a little, like a heart, and she did die cut inlays for that one, and then the sentiment we've got is heat embossed. So that is really, really pretty. Oh, that is lovely. Meow to Todd, absolutely. So she said, I hope you had a nice day, and meow to Todd. Okay, so that one is from Cordelia. And then we've got one from Carla, which for some reason it was not stuck down, but I think everything is fine. If something's missing out of this, please let me know. I know what this is because of. It's because of my mug that is Castiel. So she did my supernatural friend, and we've got Sam and Dean on the front, and Sam and Dean has some pie. So if you don't know Supernatural, which everybody should, I mean, I've been watching it. I watched it the entire time it was on. I was so sad when it stopped. I've watched some of the Winchesters, which is the new series. I think there's a couple of other series. I know that Sam, or rather, Jared Padalecki, who plays Sam, was also in Walker, and I have not had any time over, I'd say probably at least 2 months, to sit and watch any of my CW shows. So yeah, all day long I'm doing stuff over here, whether it is card making or streaming or editing or recording or whatever. I'm doing all this stuff over here at my desk, and I never really make it back over to the couch to watch a show. I know I could watch it on my computer, but if I do that, then I'm not kind of separating the two. So this one has got, there's Dean with his pie, and that's one of the things, he loves his pie. And then we've got Sam, and then we've got Castiel on the inside. That is too cute. You are loved more than you know. Thank you for all you do. Love, Carla. Oh, thank you so much, honey. That is sweet. This one, I am definitely making sure that Todd sees that. Yes, I mentioned it. I think I actually opened it on stream a few weeks ago. So I did get that, and I did open it up, and I opened it on a live. I thought you were in the live, so I'm so sorry that you didn't get to see that. But yes, I did get your package, Crystal. Okay, so that is the Happy Mail I have from this week. And like I said, I was not expecting anything. Yeah, Dean. Oh, yeah. Actually, both of them. They are both adorable. And Castiel is just so friggin' funny. And Bobby Singer. I love Bobby Singer also. He was just a hoot. Always calling him an idiot. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do this time is I still have all of my hero art stuff that I haven't played with all of it yet. And I mentioned when I showed you guys what I had received that some of it was not available yet. That's where we weren't supposed to show them. Where did I get the sound? Gag reels for Supernatural are hilarious. How about the one where Dean is on top of the car and he's singing, what was the song? He's singing something, but he's like, he gets up on top of Baby. You know, he gets up on top of the car. It's just so hilarious. I do think that the ending kind of sucked, though. The very end of it, the way that he died. But of course, we also found out the reason that he was able to die at that point was because God had been protecting, Chuck, had been protecting them all these years and all the things. So something really stupid, a piece of rebar, kills him. That's just not right. Either or, bed or floor. I'm gonna go get some coffee. Okay. You own all the seasons but the last one. Yeah, I know. I don't know if we've got all of them on DVD or anything, but I know that we could probably find them somewhere to stream. And we did have them, had almost all of them on DVD. What's bad is sometimes with those shows, we don't want it to end, like when Castle ended. I've seen the end. I'd say the last 5 shows, Todd still has not seen to this day because he didn't want it to stop, you know? Yellow Fever, Goat Sickness episode is my ultimate favorite. I don't have an ultimate favorite. I love them all. I mean, there's a couple of them that are super silly, like when they were in Scooby-Doo and when they were in the game shows. Those were super silly, but I absolutely love all of them. I mean, and it's kind of funny now, as we're watching anything, we wind up remembering, okay, we've seen this person. We pause different shows that we watch now. We basically, we binge watch seasons. No, I take that back. We binge watch series of things. Right now, as of last night, we're restarting the series, the entire thing for Carnival Row, because the new season just came out, and it's been like 4 years since the last one, although I think we saw it sometime last year, but it's still been long enough. It's like, how did that go? What happened? Supernatural, yes and no. It's doesn't really have any kind of gore or anything. It is a supernatural. It's about supernatural things. Sam and Dean Winchester are a couple of guys that grew up where their dad hunted down monsters to save people. So they grew up in that life and they are doing that life. So they kill vampires, monsters, demons. They even fought angels and all sorts of stuff throughout the years on that. And it was for like 10 years. And I can see why they'd probably want to move on to something else, because that's all that they had done. And it was probably about time for them to start working on some other things. Anyway, let me see. I know I had a post-it on the one that's in the front of the things that I could. Okay, here are the ones that I have not been able to show yet. The release for the hero art stuff was on the 20th. So go ahead and go through those, and then you guys can tell me what you want me to play with. It says no videos prior to release. I put a note on there so I wouldn't do it. So we've got this one that is some pretty flowers. And remember, all of this stuff is stuff that I can play with on artistry stuff. Actually, it's things that I need to work on with my artistry stuff, because that's kind of what the arrangement was with artistry. But it's like, I get to play with all these fun things too. So first we've got the stamp set. This one is called, and I cannot read it again. I wish they would do like Catherine Pooler does, and I didn't notice this until I was messing with her stuff, that they have, Catherine Pooler has got it small down here, but it's also got it big up at the top so I can see it. This one is called Floral Imprints. So we've got some silhouettes for our flowers there, and then we've got Another one of those coloring, the color layering stencils. This one is called Bee Florals. This one is going to be so cool, and I've seen some stuff already done with this one. Grandpa is in Dad Walker. Yes, he is. Okay, very first thing that I noticed when I started the very first episode was, first off, Sam, who is Walker, and wasn't Ruby. Anyway, it was one of the demons in Supernatural that in one of the episodes they went into like an alternate universe, and it was the actress that he was married to was his wife in Walker. It's like, oh my God. And then the next thing I know, it's like, it's got Samuel Winchester, which was Sam's namesake, which was his grandfather, was his dad in Walker. And it's like, oh my God, it was so cool. Yeah, his wife. So this one is a layering stamp set, and it is the one that is Bee Florals. So we've got our flowers and the different layers of the flowers, and then we've got different layers of the little bees. And this is going to be so cute. And okay, there you can see kind of what that is going to look like. I think it is adorable. And I've seen somebody else already use these on one of their artistry projects. So awesome. Then I've got, this one is called Poppy Floral Bold Prints, I think. So background stamp. This one is one of those cling stamps. I don't have a lot of those, but I need more. And then we've got this fun one. This I think would be real fun to use with a gel press. And this is the one that I already used. This one was not part of that batch. But these are the ones that I had not played with yet at all. Actually, I haven't had time to play with anything yet. But yeah, the stencil is gorgeous. And it's going to do kind of the same thing that this floral one did. This one was the layering peonies that I used on that. Okay, how many of you guys have seen the artistry project where it was the sequin bag? Have you guys seen that yet? And yes, I did notice on their website that we did not know what we were getting, and they just sent some of these things to us because, again, this is a collaboration with Artistry, and Artistry doesn't really use a lot of die cuts. You can, I mean, there are ways that you can do it, and I did that kind of with my scan and cut when I did my big bag. Yes, okay, so Cordelia saw it, so I made a sequin bag that has the color change sequins using this one and doing the pretty peonies on that. So it's got peonies on one side. I've got it over here somewhere. I should show you guys that. I also did a card. Here's the thing. I'm trying not to make too much of a mess on my desk as I'm trying to get things done. And it's not really working all that well. Did I put it over here? So I've cleaned stuff up, and now, of course, I've lost my mind along with everything else. I will find it eventually. I also went ahead and have recorded an unboxing for some other new things from Artistry, and that's going to be coming up later this week, and you're going to love some of the new stuff. I think what I want to also do is find out how many of you... Okay, so he is really married to her. Okay, that's what I was thinking, but I hadn't checked. So Elizabeth is also a major Supernatural fan, and she said that Jared is really married to the actress who played Ruby. So that is really cool. And Dean met his wife on the show too. I always think that is just so fun. I mean, I've been watching Doctor Who forever, and Doctor Who, David Tennant Doctor Who, is married to the daughter of, I think, either one of the writers, or I'm trying to remember who Jenny was. She's either one of the writers' daughter or one of the doctor's, I think it's one of the doctor's daughter. And she was in one of the episodes where she was the doctor's daughter. David Tennant's daughter, if that makes any kind of sense. So Doctor Who is one of my all-time favorites, and it's where, you know, time travel, timey-wimey, yeah, all the fun stuff. Okay, back to card making though, because it's already 6 o'clock, and I have not seen Dawn in the chat. But we don't always have to rate off to her. We can rate off to somebody else, depending on who is live and is letting me rate off to them. Because there are a lot of folks out there that aren't able to, that don't have it set up. You know, like last week, I was going to try rating off to somebody else. She played who's Doctor? Doctor Who? Donna. I love Doctor Who. Doctor Who is all about time travel and stuff, and it is just so fun. And the 10th anniversary is coming up. The thing I don't like about it is how long that you have to wait in between seasons. They're changing how you can stream it. Apparently, this year, starting this year, it's only going to be streamed on Disney Plus, which I don't have. But yeah, it was so sad, Carla, when they killed him. But the thing is, he came back in other episodes, too. And he was even in the very end. So Bobby Singer kept coming back. And I think one of the writers' actual name was Robert Singer. So that was kind of funny. So it's like where they named one of the characters after themselves. Anyhow, I don't know what that is. Anyway, I'm still looking at the chat. I didn't know that about Jensen Ackles, but I know he sings and he's not bad. Nope, he's not bad. I think they're both awesome. Yeah, November on Disney. I mean, we have actually, when we cut the cord and decided to go to just streaming, one of the things that we were checking is like, okay, which shows do we really want and where can we get them? And you know what? Disney Plus wasn't on the list anywhere. Because we don't have kids, for one thing, and Todd's not really into a lot of those kind of, I mean, I love him, but he's not really into a lot of that stuff. So it was available on one of the other streaming services we've got, I think like Hulu or something, and now it's only going to be on Disney Plus. So now we're going to have to get Disney Plus for one show. I don't think that's going to happen, but I really don't want to miss any of my Doctor Who, especially since there's going to be 3 episodes like beginning in November with David Tennant is back for 3 episodes, and then they're switching it over to another one. His ex-wife's name was Carla. Yep. I'm beginning to think that you guys like just this you know, coming on and just chit-chatting for a while better than actually the crafting stuff. I mean, what's up with that? I do like getting to hang out with you guys, so I do appreciate you coming on and hanging out with me. You guys rock. Okay, so which of these things do you want me to play with? Do we want to go silhouette? Because that would be really cool. I've got a couple of ideas for that. We've got this fun one. I can break out the gel press, which I haven't used in a while, and I do plan on doing something with that in a bit too. We could do one of the layering stencils. We could do, and I haven't used any of the other ones either. I've got, here's another stencil. I can just take all the stuff out. So we've got stencils here. We've got stamps. And stamps and the monkeys. We got the monkeys and the penguins. I'm going to save the penguins, I think, until it gets a little bit closer to like Christmas in July, because that would be cool for that. Especially it's got a happy holiday sentiment. So I'm going to save that one. Here's another one that is a floral stamp. This one does like textures, and I've got 4 of these rubber background stamps. This one is super cool too. So we've got ocean, we've got the poppies, we've got an abstract, actually 2 abstracts, but this one is more like a starry sky kind of thing. So looks like Gloria says layering stencils. Cardle says I love that lacy stencil. Okay, Donna says we just dropped DirecTV. Yeah, I used to have that before I moved in over here with Todd before we got married. So she just dropped DirecTV using YouTube TV, using my son's Disney. That's what I ought to try to do, is talk my mother-in-law and get into getting Disney Plus. We kind of share some of the stuff too. Like she's got Amazon and we've got Hulu. So we kind of have got the overlaying part. Love the layering palms. So far we've got lacy stencil, layering stencils, and somebody likes the palms. And then we've got somebody else who likes the poppies. And we already did this guy. And I'm definitely going to be playing with everything else before too long too. I've got some different ideas, so it's going to be fun. And I think I am going to change this a little bit because it's a little bit too close on that one. Okay. Verizon Unlimited gives you Hulu and Disney. And I've got T-Mobile. And a lot of them, I don't know if you're not a brand new subscriber, whether or not they give you, you know, those kind of deals. So most of them I don't think do. And I am still playing around with the vertical canvas thing because I'm not sure exactly where I want it. Let's see, here's the middle. I do want that in the middle because I want it big enough so I can see, but I can leave a black bar at the top and the bottom. Haven't decided. Well, hello, Miss Maureen. We haven't even done anything but just talk about Sam and Dean Winchester because I opened up some Happy Mail and one of my Happy Mail had Sam and Dean Winchester on the front of it. Crystal says, we have CC. A closed captioning? I don't know. Anyhow. Okay, so some of these are going to be really easy to do. I think what I'm going to do is something, since we've got about 30 minutes, I do need to also check and see whether or not Dawn is on, whether or not she's got anything scheduled. I know that she doesn't always schedule them, but if she does, then I can go ahead and set that up. T-H-E. Okay. Okay, so on hers, shows that her last live was where she did a live like 2 weeks ago. And nothing is showing as being scheduled. So we're probably not going over for that today. We might if she's still around. That's a very good question. These are actually die cuts that Carla used. So Carla, we would love to know where you got those from. And I do absolutely love them. Or are these SVG? These could be SVGs. And I have a set of Sam and Dean, some Supernatural stamps that came from Kindred Stamps. Kindred Stamps, those, they have a tendency to start... They have a release and then they basically have it out for a little while and then they retire it. They retire things very, very fast. So if you don't catch them at the right time, you're not going to be able to. But I think this is big. This looks like it's probably SVG. Carla's right, Donna. There is a company that does character stamps only. I can't remember the name, and Kindred Stamps is one of them. There's another one that's Sassy something that has character stamps, but there's a lot of different ones that do that kind of thing. But those are super cute. Yeah. I probably need to take out some of my Kindred Stamp stuff again. But I'm one of those that most of the stuff that I do, it needs to be brand new stuff. Otherwise, you guys can't, I don't want to put a lot of stuff on my videos if it's something that you can't get. So that's one reason why I don't do a lot with some of the older stuff, even though I've got them in my stash. Okay, so we had poppies, we had stencils. I think I'm going to use the pop. I could actually do all of the above. So the poppies and the... I have to pick. Okay, I have to pick. I'm going to start with poppies are going to be easy, at least for a couple of backgrounds. So we'll do that. I think that's what I'm going to do at this point is just do some backgrounds real quick. And then we, Scrappy Boy is a newer one. Yes, I remember seeing some stuff with them too. So I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. Go ahead and knock out a couple of card panels for the backgrounds, and then we can move on to something else. Scrappy Boy Stamps is newer, but they do some character too. Brenda, yeah, Brenda Poppies. Yeah, that is really cool. Okay. And I've been using my Catherine Pooler inks a lot, but I'm going to instead this time bring out a couple of other ones. So let you guys decide on color. These are from Maker Forte. Very, very juicy because I have not used them but a few times. Maureen saying hello to everyone. I think I like having that chat right there and having the vertical there because I can definitely kind of see what's going on and make sure that I am still in screen and make sure everything is still framed okay. Because if I can make sure it's in the center of a vertical canvas, then that means you're going to be able to see a lot of stuff for the rest. Okay, so you said orange or red. So I've got red. So I'll take the rest of these off because none of these are orange. But English mustard, we could probably do a little bit of combination on that. And here's the thing, it doesn't matter what color the actual thing is supposed to be. You can go with whatever you want to. One thing you do want to remember to do when you're using a MISTI, which I am going to do, is you want to make sure to take your foam out because otherwise it's not going to work very well, right? And I think I'm going to just put this down in here and just put the paper over the top. That way, do I want to do that? No, I better not. I know that this will stick to the top, so that'll be fine. Put my little mat in there, and I do have some panels over here to the side. Because, of course, when I was doing my recording yesterday, I couldn't find my card panels, and I cut a bunch more. And today, I found more of them. Okay, I'm going to bring this up. I'm kind of lining it up with the grid. So this grid is about 1 inch, right around an inch in, and I can see it right on my sticky grid. And this is right down in the middle there. And then I'll just place this over the top. The reason I moved it in a little bit is so that the stamping will go off the edges on all 4 sides. Carla says, I make most flowers blue. That is actually a really good idea too. So I think what I'm going to do with this one is I haven't played with the stamp set, so I'm just going to mess around with it. I'm going to start off with the yellow. And this is a really juicy pad. And I know I should not be swiping it quite so much. But I also have not used the stamp set, or the stamp rather, at all yet. That is pretty. That is actually perfect. And of course, my sticky grid is now covered in ink. But that is okay. And it is a little splotchy in some places, but I don't care. I think that looks great. Okay, so that is kind of what we're going to go with. And for my panels, I do tend to trim them down a little bit, so, you know, not worried about it. I've got a little bit of white at the top, but I'm going to trim it off anyway. And now I know right where I need to put my next panel, right there where I missed it, right where it doesn't have any of it. And then, of course, I put it on there crooked. I was going to try not to have any ink on the back, but oh well. Now that was a really fast, this is water reactive smushable ink. So this is some ink this one is from Maker Forte. They are right here in Florida. And I really wish I could go and say hi, but can't. I think I actually checked at one point to see if they had a store or anything where I could go and, you know, say hello. I was wanting to be able to say hello to Alex at Creativation last year, but she was either really, really busy or just, you know, I just wasn't able to get over there to see her. I mean, I did get to meet Joy Wilson because she was actually helping out at the booth last year. Okay, so we've got one in English mustard. I think I'm going to do one in purple. I think we can do one in each color. Where are they? I think they're in, oh goodness. I'm pretty sure it's Central Florida, and I'm thinking that they're over in College Park, if I'm not mistaken, but they are like, they're not far from me. And this is the one that gets stuck. The other ink pads, this one is my blueberry cheesecake, and this one, the lid is on there so tight, it gets stuck every time I try to use it. So this is also a great way to be able to mass produce. You could do a bunch of backgrounds and then, just like you would with your pattern paper, but do a bunch of backgrounds, different colors. This one has a little bit of yellow in it, but I don't care. And it looks like that my color settings on my camera are a little bit off because this almost looks like a little bit of a bluish gray, and this is not a bluish gray. This is actually a purple. Come on. And my nails can never get under anything. I'm trying not to make a mess. Oh my goodness. And it doesn't work, but that is pretty. This is a purple. Maybe I should use this to adjust the colors. But there is a little bit of yellow mixed in too, but that's okay. Okay, so that's too yellow. That's too blue. I guess this is about as close as I'm going to get it. Anyway, pictures, you'll be able to see it better. And I will go back and re-clean all of this stuff again later. What's funny is I've got, when I bought my Nicapa mats, that's what this sticky grid is. When I bought those, it came in a package of like 3 of the big ones, and I cut it down. So I think this is probably, it's not, I think the big ones are like 12 by 12, and this one is what, 6 by 8. So I've got extra small pieces around the sides, but I've also got 2 more, and I haven't used but 1. Okay, so we're going to do another one. This time we're going to go in blue raspberry. And this is a really, really pretty color. And I didn't put it in the right spot. There we go. I want to have about 1 inch off the side over here. And I love it when everything stamps just perfect. Don't wipe the sticky grid. I have to wipe the sticky grid occasionally though, because it is filthy. I mean, I have had a lot of ink on there, and I don't want to get the ink off of all over everything. It doesn't stick as well right afterwards, but this looks really nice. I love that color of blue. So we've got 3, and now I'm going to go with the red. Now, one reason I was waiting on red is because, you know, red does tend to stain everything. It shouldn't do anything to this rubber stamp, but you know, I also know red bleeds and all that kind of stuff, so let's try not to make any more of a mess than we have to. Put right about 1 inch, so that should work. And then we've got the red. And this ink has been working absolutely awesome. This red should be blue, but it is called telephone box. When I think of telephone box, I think of TARDIS blue. And it's because of Doctor Who. Yeah, that blue is real pretty. It's close to the color of my watch band, so yes, you know I love that one. Okay. And that is very pretty too. And I think I kind of like the splotchiness of the inks on there. It's probably because it's very, very juicy. The stamps are very, very juicy. I'm only doing the one stamping of each of them. And it's kind of beating up on the stamp. Okay. And of course, while I'm stamping it, you guys know I am a seat of your pants crafter, or seat of my pants crafter. And what do I do every time? I start making something and then I have these ideas pop into my head. I start playing with the product. Do that. Don't worry about if it matches whatever design was in your head to begin with, because I've had a couple of different ideas pop through my head just while I was stamping those, including what I'm going to do next. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to do clear embossing on this. That I think is going to be fabulous. So these poppies on this next one are going to be white because we're going to clear heat emboss. Carla says, hubby made fun of me for cutting the velvet off my Valentine candy box. There is nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with doing that, honey. Okay, so I'm going to grab out some embossing ink and my clear embossing powder. Move some of these inks out the way. Basically trying to get everything kind of ready before I get started. My husband is starting to understand a crafty mind because he comes to me at times and says, honey, I have a crafty question. I said they will make great die cuts for V cards. Absolutely. Okay, and just looking at this, I can see even this clear ink is beating up on my stamp. And it looks like there's still a little bit of red on there, but you know what? I'm going to go with it. So this is going to be mostly white, but it's probably going to have a little bit of red or pink mixed in to underneath the embossing. And that I think is going to give a kind of a cool look too. And that's just because I used a baby wipe, a wet baby wipe, to clean the stamp. So it left some of the pink on there. Some of the red didn't quite come off. Let's add some more on. I'm going to stamp it again. Just to make sure I got good coverage. Because it's hard to tell when clear embossing ink is actually on your paper because it's clear. And with this, if you really, really, really wanted to make sure it was all white, you could just use white embossing powder. Like I said, this time, I really don't mind. And I think this is actually going to be kind of a cool look. Come on, I don't want to get ink on my hands. And you see, I'm using a pair of tweezers that are not my favorite because I can't find my favorite tweezers. I still haven't buckled down and just placed an order. I know me, if I go to place an order on Spellbinders, I'm going to be getting way too much stuff that, given a lot of the stuff I'm seeing is stuff that was part of a release that I got some of the stuff, but not all of the stuff. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to be able to do with that. I don't want to shake any more of it off, but you can see the powder on there. And we're going to heat it from underneath to try not to blow it off because this isn't really hot yet. Of course, I need to make sure I get the edge done so I'll have someplace to hold it. And I really don't have any place that isn't covered with the ink. Okay, I'm going to place this down on my mat. I have to. Hello, Miss Dawn. We were talking about you. Are you going live this afternoon, honey? Okay, so I'm going to try to just hold it in place while I melt enough of the embossing powder so that I'll have a place to hold the thing. Although one of the things that I had heard at one point is using this over a glass mat is actually a good idea because the heat reflects off of the glass. Yes, ma'am. We were talking about you, or I was talking about you, wondering if you were going to be going live at 7 tonight. I'm hoping that I got good coverage. It looks like I did. There was a part on there that I wasn't sure because it was so light. There's just that little bit of pink. Okay, so Dawn says that she is, so we will raid off to her in a bit. I like getting to do that. Although I have to admit, yesterday when I finished up over at Twitch, I completely forgot to look up and see if I could raid off to somebody. Okay. And that, I think, is kind of pretty. And it actually is pinker than what you're seeing, okay? Let me clean up some of this embossing powder. And that was all because I didn't clean my stamp well. So for this one, what I'm going to do, I don't want that one. I want this one. I'm going to grab out one of my blending brushes. And this is one of my big wide ones. And the reason I do that is so that I can get nice, clean, even coverage. And there's already some ink on it, but not enough. Let me grab out some more of that telephone box. I'm going over the whole thing with it. I think I might actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one side with the red, and then I'm going to go in with that yellow that we saw earlier. Hi all who I may have missed. Well, we missed you. Okay, so I'm coming up from the bottom with this darker red. And if you haven't seen this technique before, you're probably thinking, what are you doing and why are you ruining that? I think all of you ladies have seen this before, though. Okay, I think that is probably enough of the red. I'm wiping up enough of it so I don't get it all over my hands, I hope. Probably need to put a little water down for that and clean it up a little bit better. Then I'm going to come in with that English mustard. I think that is going to be pretty. Grab out my yellow brush. Oh, Dawn, you are adorable, honey. Oh, come on. There we go. It's like I'm clicking and nothing's happening. Okay, so now I'm going to come in from this side with the yellow. And I'm getting stuff all over my fingers already. Yeah, Carla, that is one of the new emojis that I added on there for members. So if you're a member on my channel here, you are able to do that. You're able to use that emoji whenever you're in the chat on one of my videos or one of my live streams. Actually, it works on the live streams, it works on the premieres, and it works in the comments. Okay, so I'm doing a little bit of an overlap in the center, so it's going to be kind of orange in the middle. Okay, but I think that is probably good. Let's see how that's going to look. Get that up out of the way, get the mess cleaned up. I'm making a mess, guys. And you can use a microfiber cloth or a paper towel. I'm going to use a paper towel. Well, I think I'm going to use a little bit of both just so that you guys can see it. I don't want to get my hands in the ink. So when I start buffing it off, you're going to be able to see the part that was embossed a little bit better. I mean, on this, you can really see it already over the entire thing. I'm going to go ahead and buff it off. And of course, there were parts that didn't get quite as good of coverage, and that is fine too. It gives a really kind of a cool distressed look. I'm thinking this is pretty. What do you guys think? And this is water reactive, so you can add water to it and see what happens. And I'm just adding a little bit, just wiping a little bit of it off. But I think that is kind of a cool background. And I just like we do with our distress inks, I just did a little bit of a spritz over the top. And it gives it a little bit of an extra texture. I didn't do much, so you can't really see a whole lot, but think about, you could use your little misters that you've got your DIY shimmer spray or regular shimmer spray. You could use that on this too. Okay. So I've got 4 panels. I'm gonna first trim them down a little. Well, I'm debating. This one looks great on its own. I don't think I want to add any kind of extra to that, but I could kind of, ooh. I think that's what I want to do. Okay, I just had an idea. Sorry. So we're going to have some die cutting time. And I think this book has some shape dies in it, I think. Is this one? I don't want to do that one. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of die cutting. Got my magic mat. Got my cover plate. And then we've got our pretty panels that we just made. And I think I want to use the orange and red together. And I think I'm going to have the yellow as the background and the red as the one in the front. So I'm gonna grab one of my diamonds, not the biggest, not the smallest, but one of the ones kind of in the middle. Actually, I'm gonna do two. One is gonna be for the inside, so we're gonna do this. And where's my tape? And just tape that up at the top. And I'll go ahead and run it through. Okay. So now we've got this guy. And we can lay it right up on top of our flowers that are there and have everything kind of line up. So we could do that. But I think what I want to do instead is I'm going to add a white border around it. And that way it's not going to matter quite so much if it's exact. I'm also thinking that that might be a little bit too big. I think that's too big. I'm going to go a little smaller. Yeah, I think this is a better size. So I'm going to do that. Let's cut that one again. And yes, I do that all the time. I change my mind. Well, you have a great day and a great dinner, Crystal. We'll chat with you later, honey. Okay, put that down right about there. Grab that piece of tape again. This is one of the things that is nice about a layering die set. You can change your mind like that and pretty much on the fly. And doing it this way is also going to mean I've got a stamped, kind of a stamped frame to be able to use on another project too. So that's going to be kind of interesting. Snow, oh no, I do not like snow. Okay. So now we have a frame. So that's kind of cool. And we have this smaller panel I can use. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna like that a little better. So I do want to do a white frame to go behind that. So this is the one I just used, and then this one is just a little bit bigger, so this is going to be perfect to go on this one. And I don't really want to use the whole panel. I can use the rest of the scrap for something else. So I just move it down here to the bottom. And die cut that out. Cornbread with beans and ham. Yeah, we are probably going to be having, I'm thinking probably going to be having eggs because the meat is not thawed out. Okay, so we've got this, and then we've got our little piece there, so I'm going to mount that on there. And believe it or not, I'm just going to do it with art glitter glue this time instead of popping everything up. By the way, guys, tonight is just kind of playtime. I had nothing planned. It's like I've been trying to just get done the things that I already had in my brain and on my list, and wanted to just hang out and spend some kind of me time with you guys. Okay, I got it on there crooked. I don't like it crooked. Come on, let's go on there a little bit straighter than that. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to put some glue on the back of this one and do the same kind of thing, but try to line it up close to where it would be on here to match. And it's probably not going to be exact, but I'm going to try to make it kind of close. So here's the flower that I'm going to be overlapping. And there's the other piece. I think it's right about... I'd say that is pretty close. Now I'm going to trim everything down. Starting with that bit up at the top that I know I didn't want it. I want it off. I don't want that. And that's going to get it right at 5 1/4. So I think I got that pretty much in the center, so I'll just need to cut off about 1/8 of an inch on both sides, and that'll bring it down to 4 inches by 5 1/4. That means it's about 1/8 of an inch all the way around for my white card base. And all of my card bases are hand cut and hand folded, which means they're not perfect. Which means I need to trim it a little bit anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and trim it down just a touch too, because I want about 1/8 of an inch on the side. And there's usually a way that you can fix stuff if it doesn't look quite the way you want it to. Then I'm going to take out my binder of goodies. So this is just some of the stuff that I've collected over the last year, and I probably need to start using more of it up. So I've got Get Well, and I've got Birthday. I've got Halloween. That's not a Halloweeny card though. Kindness. I've also got some stuff in here that's old. Hello, Miss Lisa. How are you doing, honey? Let's see. That one is yellow and red. So I think one of the things I like the most are hello cards, and I do a lot of hello, a lot of birthday. But I also really like thank you cards, because I feel that those are ones that you could definitely use all the time. I do have quite a few birthday sentiments. Some of these are ones that I printed out and I printed out and foiled a while back. Okay, that I think is going to look great. So that's what we're going to do on this card. Okay, just add some liquid glue to the back, and I'm just using one of my pre-done sentiments that I've had in my stash for a bit, and just having that right across the front. And then let's go with a couple of little hearts. And sorry about the coughing. I don't know what it is. I've got this tickle in my throat. So that is going to finish up that card. I think that turned out pretty cute. And that was just kind of an on-the-fly idea. Same kind of thing you could do with all of these other ones. With all of those panels, each of the panels you could use as a background for whatever. And a lot of them, all you need is a sentiment. So is a quarter till. Does somebody want to win this specific card, knowing that I'm real bad at mailing, so it does take me a little bit to get that done. Hopefully it'll go out in the next couple of days. Dawn says, I've been coughing for over a week now. It's awful. Yeah, I've been coughing off and on for 5 years. Okay, so Lisa asking Gloria a question. Gloria said, sent you a birthday card today. I know it's late. Oh, okay, cool. And she's asking about one of her friends, Alice, who is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So Alice is wanting to know about where she lives. Don't go into too much detail here, because if somebody's just kind of watching our live, I don't want them to stalk any of you guys. So. Yeah, I think these are all pretty. They turned out so nice. Who wouldn't want to win the card? Okay. You guys do know that you're kind of boosting my ego here whenever you say that kind of thing, right? And Todd's probably thinking, don't do that anymore. She doesn't need it. Is that right, hon?
No.
He said nope, he knows better. Okay. And yes, I am trying to clean up a little bit as I go. Donna says I want it. Okay, let me go ahead and pull up the wheel. I'm pretty sure I scheduled this one over on StreamYard. That's what I normally do. And today is the 21st. There we go. It also makes it easier for me to see it. And let me see. Do I have that as something I can set this up with? Give me just a second. Well, that's not the right split screen. There's my face anyway. Not that one. Where's the thing I wanted? Okay, it's not the right screen. Okay. Like I said, I've been messing around with some things, and it looks like I don't have that one set up on here, but I do have a screen share, so I'm going to use that. Which also means that it's not on the vertical that I'm recording right now too, so I can use some of this stuff for doing a short or something in a bit. So let's go ahead and hit that start collecting. We've got 12 folks that have said that they want to win this by chatting in the chat. Let's go ahead and do a drawing and see who's going to win the card. Okay, Stream Elements does not win. I'm so sorry. Stream Elements does not win a card. We're going to draw again. Okay, this time it's Brenda. Brenda gets to win the card. Congratulations. So congratulations, Brenda. You're going to get this lovely card. Okay, and I think I'm about ready to go start fixing dinner. So if Dawn is ready, I need to go ahead and set up it on my end for us to be able to go over to her channel. But if Dawn is ready over there, yay, Brenda, congrats, 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 yay. So let's see if I can find the redirect over there for her. Let's roll out some art series. That's what she's got going on her channel. Fantastic. And it is scheduled for 7, which just means that if you go over there early, you're just basically sitting there waiting for whenever she's ready to start. So you know what, Dawn? You don't have to start any earlier than 7 o'clock. I have done redirects to my own lives that we're going to be later in the day. It just takes you into the right page, and you can either wait or you can say get notified or whatever. So it's not where you have to be live at the time. So that is always a good option there. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight to you guys. You have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for hopping in and hanging out with me. As a reminder, there are some things going on tomorrow morning. I have a premiere at 10 a.m. and that one is going to be for the new Catherine Pooler release. Yes, and there is an Instagram hop, so you'll want to get involved with that for a chance to win. And then tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, I'm on Not Too Shabby Shops. I'm on their Facebook page and here on YouTube, so I'd love for you to come and hang out on both. If you could at least pop in and give them both a like and do a little bit of chatting, that way we can make sure that YouTube and Facebook knows that you like these videos. Let's give Not Too Shabby as much support as we possibly can to help boost them up, and I would love your support over here as well. So you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Bye guys.